Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Do you do New Year's resolutions?
No.
Or do you do any rituals or
No.
anything?
I
Nothing.
don't- no.
Nada. You're boring as fuck is what you're trying to tell me on New Year's.
I just wake the fuck up and I'm like, okay, what day is it? Oh, we're already on just the 7th? Shit. Okay, let me get my life together. I don't know.
What about a successful podcast? Isn't that a good New
there
Year's
you
resolution?
go.
Yeah.
There's a New Year's resolution. Well,
but like,
is it a
what
resolution?
even is a resolution?
Is it a New Year's resolution?
Like,
though?
what is a resolution? Like,
Well,
you're
we could-
resolving to like what? Like, what is a resolution?
Well, I mean, it's a new beginning. It's
Okay.
a commitment to yourself. It's a let's either get rid of bad habits or bring in new
Okay.
good
Okay.
habits. What's up, everyone, and welcome to Go Figure, the podcast where we cut the fluff, get real, and dive into everything fitness, health, and life. I'm Lori Fetrick, former American Gladiator Ice.
And I'm Ashley Randall, certified trainer, wellness coach, and your go-to for keeping it real about living your best life.
Here on Go Figure, we're busting myths, sharing truths, and having the conversations that make you stop and say, Go Figure.
From fitness fads to mindset shifts and everything in between, we're here for the stuff you didn't know you needed to hear.
Crushing it, stuck in a rut, or just trying to keep it together, we've been there.
So get ready to laugh, learn, and level up. This is Go Figure. Let's do this.
Welcome to Go Figure, a new podcast series here on Chillin' with Ice. This podcast is where fitness, wellness, and real talk collide. I'm your host, Lori Fetrick, along with the incredible Ashley Randall.
We are chilling with Go Figure.
Oh, wow, you fucked that. You're like,
What?
Yeah, what is the name of this show?
Exactly.
What is
We
happening?
don't know. No, we do.
I do find it really interesting that people wait to do a New Year's resolution, like
Okay.
to change something
Yeah,
or to enhance something.
yeah.
Like they wait
But
until
for
the
when?
beginning of the new year.
Oh,
New Year's
that kills
resolution.
me. That always kills me.
Yeah.
It always kills me. I don't understand. Like, why do people do that?
I think maybe it's the beginning of the new year. It's like a new beginning. It's a new beginning.
It's a new beginning, but like tomorrow's a new beginning.
Absolutely. Every day we wake up and
Right.
breathe is a new
Correct.
beginning. We get a new day, a new
Correct.
chance to improve ourselves every single day.
And people think that it has to be like on Monday. It has to be that. But then the best part for me is like when it does land on those days and I'm like, bitch, it's the first of the month and it's Monday and what? And where are you? What have you been doing? Like, you have to do what you said you were going to do. And they're like, well, Monday came at me real fast. I'm like,
Right?
okay, that's called life. That is called
Exactly.
life. And it's going to continue to come at you really fast.
Yeah.
And they have to wait for like the perfect day.
Right.
I didn't burn my bad things from last year yet. Or like, oh, I didn't write down my intentions. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Do you do New Year's resolutions?
No.
Or do you do any rituals or
No.
anything?
I don't-
Nothing.
no.
Nada. You're boring as fuck is what you're trying to tell me on New Year's.
I just wake the fuck up and I'm like, okay, what day is it? Oh, we're already on just the 7th? Shit. Okay, let me get my life together. I don't know.
What about a successful podcast? Isn't that a good New
there
Year's
you
resolution?
go.
Yeah.
There's a New Year's
Okay.
resolution. Well,
But like,
is it a
what
resolution?
even is a resolution?
Is it a New Year's resolution?
Like,
though?
what is a resolution? Like,
Well,
you're
we could-
resolving to like what? Like, what is a resolution?
Well, I mean, it's a new beginning. It's
Okay.
a commitment to yourself. It's a let's either get rid of bad habits or bring in new
Okay.
good
Okay.
habits.
Yeah, something
Okay.
positive to stay throughout the whole year. I always have the same one.
Yeah.
Well, oh, you always have the same one.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
what is
well,
it?
you're not supposed to have the same
Right.
one, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
No, that's
Oh,
one of the
okay.
things you are not supposed to do is have
Yeah.
the exact same
so
resolution
what is your
every
every year resolution?
Don't die.
Okay.
Don't die. God may have other plans for you, Jeff. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good. Is that really a resolution?
No, you have zero control over that.
It's perfect because every single year I always achieve
my
it, and then the
gosh.
one year when I don't achieve it, it doesn't matter because I'm going to be dead.
You're gay.
Okay. I'm going to say you're done. You're fired from the episode. Okay.
I know.
So back to resolutions. No.
There are some really crazy like rituals out
Okay.
there.
So I
Throughout
want you
the
to tell
world.
me them first. One that I saw on Instagram that I have never seen in my life, which whatever that means because Instagram has only been around for so long, is this year it was like the raging thing to do like the 12 grape things.
Okay, I was just gonna go there.
So please tell me, because I don't know what I was on
Okay.
my deathbed. Everyone, well, welcome back. I have resurrected
Yes.
from the dead. Happy New Year
So
to me.
you were sick over the entire Christmas vacation, and you actually saw this on Instagram.
Yes,
eating 12 grapes.
in my feverish state of delusion, which I thought I must have been hallucinating, but no, I kept seeing it all over Instagram. 12 grapes, 12 grapes, and I thought it was like a joke, and then people were making a joke of it, and I'm like, how have I never heard this ever until this year? Like it went viral, like 12 fucking grapes.
Yes. Okay. So you're supposed to eat one grape every chime on the when it's chiming 12 times.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4. Okay. So now here's the interesting, and it's supposed to be for luck and prosperity
Okay.
and for the new year. And here's the interesting thing: if you don't eat all 12 of them, apparently you're gonna have a really shitty year.
Oh, so you gotta. This is one of those things like you gotta do it all or don't do it at all.
Right. Now, I guess
Okay.
the Italians do 5 grapes.
I mean, it sounds a little more manageable. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
5 grapes. Okay.
Because every year, my friend's like, she's Italian. She's like, "Do you have your 5 grapes? You have to have 5 grapes."
And you have
I'm
to eat
like,
it at midnight?
Why 5? You know what I
Like,
mean? Why not
yeah.
12? Why not 7?
And why does it have to be at midnight?
Well, because that's the new year.
What if I can't stay up that late?
Well, then you're gonna have a shitty year.
What if I do what if I celebrate like East Coast New Year's?
Here we go. Watch something drop. That's one thing.
Okay.
That's a ritual. Like a lot
Okay.
of, so that's why people watch the ball drop. Let's say.
Okay.
Now, if you're in Brazil, they're going to jump over 7 waves. Yes,
Wow.
in the ocean.
Okay.
And also to wear white because it's a sign of a purity and new year
Okay, like
and
a
good
rebirth.
luck.
Okay.
Yes, like a rebirth.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
And then another one is smash a plate, which is that's out of Denmark.
Oh,
So you got to
okay.
smash a plate.
I would have thought maybe that would be like a Greek, but okay.
Right?
Okay, we're
No,
smashing
but
plates.
Greek actually is decorate your front door for whatever reason. And when I saw it, they had a thing of garlic cloves. You know, it's
For
more
the
like
vampires.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
It's more
good
like
Lord.
warning off the
No
the
kidding.
evils.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure.
Wow. All right.
Okay, so we got decorate your front door, and then we got kiss a loved one, of course, and
Okay.
that's kind of that's a tradition all over
Okay.
the world. Here's an interesting one: eat round foods.
Round foods.
Round
like circular
foods.
food. A
Kiwis
wheel of cheese.
and oranges, and it didn't
Okay.
specifically say fruit. It just said round foods, but the entire plate they showed was nothing but fruit.
Interesting. Okay,
Um,
where was this at?
And this was
I've never heard that one.
Okay, it didn't say.
Okay.
But like for instance, Italy does lentils, to where a lot of other people do
Oh.
black-eyed peas.
Okay.
You've heard of that one?
Yes.
Dress in dots.
Like polka dots?
Yes. This was out of the
I
Philippines.
want to know who made. Oh,
That
my
was out of the
Lord.
Philippines.
Okay.
Can I
Who
eat
makes
Dippin' Dots
these?
instead?
No, you can't. You can't.
Damn it.
You can't eat the dots. Another one is buy a new Lucky Charm.
Okay.
Oh, here's the funny one. This one's out of Ireland. Bang on the wall with a loaf of bread.
What?
The actual.
I want someone to do all of these. I wish we had done. I wish I knew this. I would have made like a reel of like banging on the wall in a polka dot outfit, eating
There you
circle
go.
food, eating my grapes, jumping over waves.
Well,
like,
you gotta have half it. Like, so the pants had to be white and the polka dotted shirt because you gotta do
oh, that's
white
right.
and polka
Oh,
dots.
that's
Okay.
right. Oh my Lord. Okay. And this is gonna what? Just bring me like the most
Yes.
awesome New Year ever.
Awesome New Year. Luck, prosperity.
Well, maybe that's what's been missing.
You haven't done any rituals,
Shit.
Ashley.
I mean, I have watched the ball drop. I didn't even know that was a
Okay,
ritual.
well, see, there you go.
Okay.
Did you kiss your dog? It's a loved one.
No, I was sleeping at that hour.
Oh, she didn't even get a kiss.
But actually, no, you know what is weird?
Hmm.
I take that back. I actually woke up. This is really weird. I went to bed, who knows, probably like 7 o'clock in my, freaking medicated cough
Yeah,
syrup,
exactly.
just stupor. Also, I've got to tell you something about that. Maybe not so much. I don't know. This might be an age gap thing. But I can't tell you how many rap songs I grew up listening to.
First of all, really? Do we always have to bring up the age
Sometimes
gap?
we just have to remember, you know?
such a
You're
dick.
so cool that I forget that I'm like, wait, does she even know what I'm about to say?
Does the number really matter? I live longer than you, so of course all this stuff I'm going to
Right.
remember.
But
Remember?
like, were you doing like hood rat things when I was doing them?
Oh, I'm
or
sure
were
I
you like
was.
selling insurance and like being an adult? Like probably. Anyway,
Wait, go back on what you were going to say.
so how many rap songs have I listened to as a child that talk about cough syrup, like codeine, promethazine, like, you're sipping on the syrup, all the things. Okay. I'm now getting prescribed these same drugs that like I wish that I would have been getting like in my, like pouring it with the Sprite and you got to mix it. Like, yeah, like making lean, like purple lean. I'm sounding so not cool right now and I don't even care.
I'm listening.
But the point is that they prescribed me promethazine. And in my head, as soon as I saw the prescription, I started thinking of the rap song. And I'm like, these are lyrics literally out of a rap song, like promethazine and like ganja green. That is literally the line.
Okay,
and I'm
so
like, oh,
maybe
okay.
I'm going to age myself.
Okay.
So no.
Oh, see? See.
Okay, wait a minute. To be quite honest with you, I don't really listen to the lyrics of a rap song.
Oh,
but I will tell you this.
Okay.
April knows every fucking word to every rap song.
Okay.
And I look at her and I go, how do you know these
Oh,
words?
it's the best. It's the best.
And she goes, oh, no, during high school we used to,
Yep.
la, la, la.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, and she just, boom, like no big deal.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more of the NyQuil girl.
Oh.
Before they changed the prescription of it.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
they changed
Well, you
NyQuil.
had to before you had to show your driver's license.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was in a plastic bottle and the joke was so that once you drank it and you passed out on the floor, you wouldn't break the bottle because it was plastic.
God.
That's how fast.
Okay, so that's basically what I'm getting from the doctor. It's just the prescription version of it. And I'm like, this is intense. Anyway, the point of my story, back to the New Year's resolution, is I was dead asleep and I literally woke up in my bed in my fever at 11:59. And I remember being like, huh. And I like grabbed my phone. I think I even had my watch. I just looked down. I was like, it's midnight. And then I was like, Happy New Year. And I just rolled back over and just passed back out. But I was awake, actually. Did I see anything drop? No. Did I kiss anybody? No. I didn't do the grapes. We'll try again next year.
Look, hey, if it's a shitty year, then you know why.
I'll know why. And I'll know what I need to do to adjust it. It actually seems very easy. Like,
It
if
does.
the year's shitty, I'll just eat some grapes and
Eat
wear some
some
polka dots.
grapes. Exactly.
Yes, bang
Jump
my
over
bread against the wall,
something.
and I'll be like,
I mean, it is. But now let's get into how all
Okay.
these people that have New Year's resolutions, let's
Yes.
say, that they didn't start before New Year's, they waited, right?
I don't get that.
What do you think the biggest thing is on somebody's New Year's resolution list is?
Oh, like they're like
Their New Year's resolution.
to lose weight.
Absolutely.
To lose weight.
Yep. I'm going to start working out.
Yes.
I'm going to start eating better.
Okay, let me ask you this, because we're two very different people, like breeds. Not you and I think we're very similar in this, but like different from the masses. Why do you think that's genuinely so hard for people? I have my thought, but I want to know, like, why do you think it is such a common / number one New Year's resolution that people have to do it every single year? Why can't they just stick to it?
It's very hard for people, Ashley.
But why?
It
Like, this is what I mean. Like, I want to ask them, like, why?
You get the same comments I get, I'm sure, and that is, oh, well, I did get this comment, and it was from my girlfriend's mother.
Okay.
And she was sitting on the couch, and she's a bit overweight. And I was trying to explain to her how she could eat better, how
Okay.
she could start moving, how she could, lose the weight to help her knees.
Mm.
And she literally looked at me and she goes, Lori, not everybody's like you. And I was like, should I take that in a bad way?
Right. You're like, what
or-
does that mean?
Yeah, and it's just, I think what she was getting to is not everybody has the willpower, not everybody has the
I don't know, the desire?
desire,
But, like-
exactly, to want to be healthy or even to care, But getting back to your question on why they wait,
Yeah.
I think is because it is it's dedicated.
It is.
This is what I want to
It
do. I
is.
want to start, eating healthy. I want to start. But the problem is they think this. They think their entire life is going to completely change.
Correct.
And it doesn't have to.
Correct.
And that's the big misconception,
Yes.
is I'm going to start taking care of myself. Well, let's do baby steps,
Right.
right?
Like, it doesn't have to be a literal, I mean, maybe some people need a complete 180,
Correct.
but also it's like, I guess my question when people say that would be, take an inventory of your life. Like, does your life need to drastically change that much that you think that it has to do a 180? That it seems so, like, are you eating just, Taco Bell and pizza and fried chicken
lot of
every
people are.
single meal?
A lot of people
That
are.
like you like that, I
That-
don't
well, it's
even mean to sound
mind-blowing. I get
ignorant,
it.
but yeah, that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like, And I guess what I've realized over the years is that so many people are okay with not feeling okay. That is just their standard, that they don't even know that they don't feel good anymore.
Correct.
And so to me, as a healthy person, of course I'll dabble in that, okay, maybe I want pizza, maybe I want cookies, like whatever. But I know that too much of that, I then don't feel good. And so I guess my thing is like, so most people are just operating at a state of that is just the level that they feel not good at, but they don't know any different.
They don't know any different. They don't
to
know
then
what feeling
want to
good feels
correct,
like.
which that's the part that really blows my mind.
I'm going to speak to that in two different levels here. One, over the Christmas holiday, I ate like shit and I allowed myself to do it.
Okay.
Literally.
Okay, but what's eating like shit for you? Because I'm sure people want to know. I mean, let her
Okay,
rip.
remember the cookies I made, the oatmeal
Yes.
chocolate chip cookies?
I thought about them today.
Okay, well, I had cookie trays, and there's 3, 6, 9, 12 on each cookie tray.
Okay.
They're big cookies,
They're
right?
good.
I had almost 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 6 trays of those.
Wait,
made.
6 times 12?
Yeah, how many is that?
That's a lot.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's
I
like,
gave
what,
away
60
some.
Yeah, okay.
I gave away some. I ate at least, I'm gonna go for it, 40 of them over the 2 weeks. I ate shit, Ashley. I ate sugar. I ate shit. But here's the funny thing. I ate more sugar than shit food, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And here's what I noticed.
Yeah, what?
So I got my hormone pellets before Christmas.
Okay.
Right? I was super low on estrogen. I was having
Yeah.
hot flashes at night, covers on, covers off. I was dying. So then I go get my pellets and then I'm like, why aren't they kicking in? Why aren't they kicking in? I'm still hot. I'm still getting flashes. And I realized because of the fact 5 days ago when the new year started, okay, I stopped all my sugar. I went right back to my normal eating habits.
You just cut it off.
Guess what happened? My hot flashes went away. How weird and not weird and bizarre because it was sugar causes inflammation.
Correct.
And when you have the inflammation, your hormones are not going to fluctuate. Your hormones aren't going to work properly.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I don't care who you are, how old you are.
True 1,000 testament to this.
Yes.
I was going to go back to my hormone doctor and go, hello, they didn't kick in.
Yeah.
They're not working. And all of a sudden when I stopped my sugar, boom, they went away.
Isn't that wild?
And it wasn't that they didn't kick in because they really should have been kicked in through, I mean, they were in like 10 to 14 days during the holiday.
But they couldn't combat what you were,
Exactly what I was putting in my body. Okay, so that's one thing.
Okay.
I have a very good friend up in Canada. She, no sunlight, hasn't left her house in probably 7 days because of the snowstorms and all that. Okay, so my point on this is I've been on her about, eating healthy, taking supplements, and the biggest thing is D3.
Yes.
Okay, especially if you're not into sunlight.
D3K2. Yes.
D3K2. So I'm sending her all this shit. So you're not going to buy it. I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
And so she went, okay, I'm going to dedicate this year to take care of myself. And all of a sudden she gets back to me a week later. She goes, hey, I don't know what it is that I'm taking or eating or drinking, but wow, I wake up in the morning. I feel great. I have more energy. And actually, it's I don't know if it's the D3 or not, but I'm like, yeah, it is.
Right.
It's
probably making a huge difference for her, especially if she's living like that. No sun, no, Oof.
Well, that's why I would never live in Canada in the snowstorms.
Yeah.
But with all that said, it's kind of like they do work.
Right.
When people are taking care of themselves and they're taking supplements and, some of the greens taste ass, but some of them you can get with flavors. And so it helps, So it's like, here, try some greens.
Right.
Here, try to take some more protein.
Right.
She got one of those walker things underneath her desk as she's working.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a combination of exercise, eating better, and taking your supplements.
Yeah.
And within a week and a half, I've been hearing her say, oh my God, I feel so much better.
That's amazing.
I'm like, duh.
Yeah. You're like, I know.
Again, you just want to shake him and go, I've been telling you
I've
this
been trying
for
to tell
a year.
you this. Right.
know?
That is the part I think that is the most frustrating, with this job, profession, lifestyle, whatever you want to deem it. Is that people think that it has to be, kind of going back to what I was saying about the food, they think it has to be this insane overhaul of like, I have to literally be a completely different person. No, you can just implement a couple small random things. Like you said, okay, maybe we just kick out the sugar, maybe we just don't have it first thing in the morning. Okay, maybe we're not, pouring coffee mate, into our coffee, or we're not having 2 glasses of wine every night and we're not ending, the night with a bunch of sugar.
Right.
Like there can be these small changes, but I think for some reason people think that that can't be.
Right.
And so to your point, then they have to wait till the new year. They have to do this drastic thing. They have to
Drastic.
do, 30 hard, 75 hard, like this ridiculous thing that will yield results but isn't maintainable. And so then
Right.
after that said period, they then just fall off the
They're right
wagon.
back.
Because it's like, well, yeah, no fucking shit. You can't do 75 hard. Like me as a health professional, I could never, I don't want to say never, but I would just not choose to ever
Right.
live my life like that.
Right.
Indoor
would be
workout,
hard.
outdoor workout, read the book, drink the gallon of water,
Yeah.
did it. Like you're going to slip up eventually. And so why not just have some moderate changes that will yield to your body just feeling better? And then you're going to want more of feeling better.
How sad is it they've actually deemed the second Friday of the month in January Quitter's Day?
I did not know that.
Yes, it's called
Oh my
Quitter's Day.
gosh.
And it's the second Friday on the calendar
America.
in January. It's insane. Well, here's the thing too. It's like
Damn.
there are so many things
Don't
that
be that.
people there's so many things that you can do
Right.
to help keep whatever the resolution is. Whether it's losing weight, quitting smoking, being healthy. Let's go replace it. Okay, so let's say that your resolution is you're going to stop all soda drinks like
Okay.
Coke.
Okay.
Okay, well what you can't just quit
Right.
because your body and your mind is going to win
Yes.
over time,
Yes.
unfortunately. It
Yes.
just will. So it's like, okay, so maybe let's start doing this slowly. Let's say, because there are people out there that'll drink 4 and 5 Cokes a day.
Blows my mind.
Even Diet Coke.
Blows my
Okay.
mind.
I was a Diet Coke fiend, but it was only like maybe 2 to 3 a day. So now
oh
it's
my
like,
gosh.
I know, right?
I don't even think I've had 2 to 3 sodas a month. I don't know, like in 20 years.
Well, I had, believe it or not, this was like maybe 5 years ago. I was like, okay, I'm stopping all my Diet Coke.
Okay.
And I stopped. And the next, I literally started getting headaches.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it was because of the caffeine that I
So
was
much.
drinking in the
Yeah.
Diet Coke. And the caffeine
Yeah.
is so addicting. So what I started doing is cutting down.
Okay.
Like, let's say I had 3 a day. I'd go to 1 a day.
Right.
Well, first I'd go to 2 a day, then I'd go to 1 a day. And
Okay.
then that one I started replacing with sparkling water,
There you go.
flavored sparkling water.
Yes. Yes.
So replace a bad habit with a good habit
For
is
sure.
what I'm trying to say
For
with your
sure.
resolutions.
Yes.
It helps at least.
It's they have a whole name for that, like habit stacking.
Yeah.
But yes, it's like, okay, if you're already, I always use this example because most of us do it, brushing our teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to brush our teeth because we like the result that it yields. You don't have stinky breath. You're probably not getting cavities, but like you're brushing your teeth usually for kind of like a direct result.
Mm-hmm.
And so think about something else in your life that you can just do at that exact same time because you're already going to be brushing your teeth. So whether that be listening to a podcast or, I don't know, reading 2 pages in a book, like something, like you just stack the habit onto the thing that you're already doing.
Got it. Okay.
Rather than trying to say, I'm going to now try to find time in my day to listen to this podcast. Like, okay, but that seems daunting. But oh, hey, I'm already walking my dog. Why don't I listen to the podcast and walk the dog at the same time?
Correct.
Or, or whatever the thing might be. And so to your point about the sodas, it's like, yeah, again, going back to what people think it has to be this like cold turkey,
All
yank
or
yourself.
nothing.
Right. And it's like, no, that's not even, that just sounds miserable.
It's hard.
It is hard. Physically, it's like a chemical dependent, but also like just out of pure joy. Like maybe you're like, hey, today I would just love a Diet Coke. Okay, then just have that Diet Coke, but it doesn't have to be 2, 3, 4 of them a day.
Correct.
And you can, like you said, supplement other things. Or even like I know a lot of my friends that have kids, like with juice, they like water the juice down.
There you go.
Because it's like, okay, I don't need to be giving my kid, even if it's good juice, it's still a ton of sugar. Okay, half juice, half water. Like some things like that you can start to kind of limit the maybe potential excessive intake of things and still have the enjoyment. We don't have to just take it away.
Right.
And I wish more people could know that you don't have to just cold turkey it.
Well, and even let's go with eating.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with your diet. We're not telling you to just, let's go with your example, like people eating fast food, like every meal. Certain people have certain jobs. Like when you're traveling a lot, it is hard to eat healthy.
It is hard.
I mean, I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Even it's hard for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go to restaurants and people think you have to order off the menu, but you can actually order, hey, can I have a chicken breast and
Yes.
maybe some steamed vegetables
Yes.
and, sweet potato or whatever it may be for your
Right.
carb. And you can order that and it doesn't have to be on the menu. You can
Right.
ask your waiter. Now, if it's a high-end restaurant, of course they're going to go, no. But, most of the time
No
they will
substitutions.
they will accommodate you.
Right.
So we're not saying just cut your diet cold turkey and
Correct.
go to complete health. It's not going to work that way and it's not going to be sustainable.
Correct.
So slowly start putting these things
Yes.
into your
Yes.
diet. Change one meal at a time.
One.
If that's it.
Correct. I have my clients when we're working on like their nutrition, and most of my clients need to eat more because, and this is kind of a broad statement, but for a lot of people, it's like they actually don't eat enough, but then they have these like caloric binges. And so then, maybe you're not eating in the morning and then you're hardly having anything for lunch, but then at dinner you're having,
Binging.
3,000 calories. And it's
Right.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I try to get them to just consistently, even for a week, have the exact same thing every morning for a week. Whatever it is we can decide upon,
Right.
whatever that is that you can do. Maybe it's a hard-boiled egg. Maybe it's avocado toast. Maybe it's, oatmeal, whatever it might be. Try and just have that every single day for me for a week.
There you go.
And then that becomes, that just becomes a habit. That becomes a
Yeah.
normal thing. Then, to your point, okay, then we look at lunchtime. Okay, then, we look at dinner. Like, then we can slowly pick it apart. But to think that you're going to go from eating whatever you've been eating to then, I'm going to change and have this whole crazy meal plan. And it's like, but you're not. You're not.
You're gonna fail.
Correct. And then you're going to feel like you can't, which I think that is the biggest thing that I try to avoid is reinforcing that negative loop.
And that's the other thing.
You got to
Self-talk.
avoid that.
Negative
Yes.
self-talk.
Yes.
Because you're going to beat yourself up.
Correct.
I screwed up.
I can't
I'm
do
not,
it. I'm not meant for
exactly.
this.
It's not
Only this works
me.
for other people. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's
Everybody can do it.
everybody can do it. It truly is just, you have to make the decision.
And it's not about willpower. I'm going to be honest with you. It's
not.
not about willpower.
It's not.
You hear that all the time. God, I wish I had your willpower.
Right.
No, it's a habit.
Correct.
It's not about willpower anymore.
Yes.
It's just like any other habit you have.
Yes. Yes.
And
I just was saying the other day on Instagram, which I feel is really valid, but it's about standards and not about goals. Because again, I think we're so quick as a society to make the goal, choose the thing, put the task. But then my question would be, okay, what you kind of have to break that down. So what, for example, the goal, let's run a marathon, let's run a half marathon. Okay, well, what does a person who runs a half marathon, what do they do?
yeah.
Okay, they probably get up and run, 2, 3, 4 days a week. Okay, they, probably get to bed early. Okay, and again, these are broad statements,
Right.
but then you have to start just setting your standards. I am a person who runs 2, 3, 4 days a week. I am a person who makes sure that I have, a protein shake every single day. I am a person who puts my grocery cart back when I'm at the store. I don't just leave it in the middle of the
You're
aisle.
that girl.
Yeah, I'm that girl.
I'm kidding.
But when you set the standard, then it just becomes more who you are, and it has to be congruent with the person that you are.
Right.
Versus I'm just a slobby person
and
who
that
doesn't
comes-
take care of
Well,
myself.
that comes back to somebody going, well, I'm not you, Ashley. I'm not you, Lori.
Okay.
So you're absolutely right. It goes back to that.
But what are your standards?
Right.
They
Start
have
setting
to have
your
something.
standards.
Yes.
And
And I think that there are, again, everyone, we can psychoanalyze everybody, and one of my favorite things to do, but there might be things that I am completely lax on that somebody else might be extremely uncomfortable with.
Me too.
Whatever that might be. Maybe their work ethic. Maybe, they're like, I have to have a certain number of dollars in my bank account. I have to, and I could be just like, that's fine. I'm more chill.
Mine is organization.
Okay.
I got to be honest. I'm when you look at my desk, I mean, I know where everything's at.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
not
just,
when you
okay.
look at it, you'd be like, whoa, that's chaos.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So somebody else might see that and be like, oh my gosh, my standard is paper clips here and cups and,
Yeah.
pens and this. So it's not to say that you don't have that ability to whoever's listening to this and being like, oh, but I don't have standards, or I don't. No, I guarantee you there's some area of your life that you have what your standard is.
Right.
Whether that's what your home looks like, what your bank
Absolutely.
account looks like, what your clothes look like.
So what you're saying is take those standards and then go and take those standards and then let them flow into the areas to where you feel as though you don't have
Correct.
the standards,
Yes.
like maybe exercise and diet. And,
Flow into the same level of standard integrity into the things that maybe you don't think you're good at or that you're weaker at.
Right.
Because you clearly have that skill.
Correct.
So just transfer and say, okay, you know, my standard is like I never leave the house, you know, whatever, without brushing my hair. Okay, so then what if your standard also became I, you know, hit 5,000 steps a day? Like what if you can just try to translate that?
Right.
Because again, you clearly have these things. And I think as a society, we can become really lax on a lot of that.
Right.
And I don't really see the benefit in that because you're kind of like shooting yourself in the foot. Like you're having this strength in this one area, but you're almost like letting yourself have this excuse in the area that could have a much bigger impact.
Correct.
Leaving the house with your hair brushed or makeup on or outfit looking fresh isn't going to have as much of an impact on did you get up every morning? Are you the type of person who makes your bed? You know, do you drink water first thing in the morning? Like some of these are going to be bigger needle movers.
Right.
Than
other things. Right.
did your shoes look fucking good when you went outside?
So let's say if somebody doesn't let's say somebody doesn't relate to the standards.
Okay.
If you're not going to relate to the standards and you're still relating to the goals, set small ones. Start small.
Yes.
Start small. Don't start with this ginormous goal up here.
Correct.
Because again, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yes.
You know,
Huge.
small,
Huge.
baby steps all the way through.
Sometimes silly. Like, again,
I know.
going back to how when I work with my clients, like there is a reason that with children, we do chore charts. There's a reason that they get stickers. There's a reason that they check that stuff off. Our brain likes that.
Yeah.
It likes to see, oh, wow, you know, I went to bed every night when my mom, you know, check. Like kids like that.
Okay. So on that note, which is cool because I have a list here to help you keep whatever your resolutions are. We already discussed one, and that was develop a replacement, habit, let's say. The other one is tell people about it. Get your community, whether it just be one friend, whether it be your family, whether it be people that, you know, I don't care, your community on IG. Tell people about what you're doing because they're going to actually help you stay accountable.
Yes.
Which is nice.
And on that, I want to just say, also, people like to know your journey. It gives them a sense of I can do
inspiration
this
for their
too.
own journey.
And if you do slip up or, you know, miss a day or whatever it is you're sharing that you're doing, share that too. Because there's beauty in that people are like, oh, okay, Sally said she was going to do this. And wow, she's been hitting her steps. But, you know, today it was raining and she just didn't. But you know what? Sally got back out there the next day.
Yes.
People are like, okay, I can do it
that.
too.
Even if you miss 2 days.
Correct.
Keep going.
I don't care if you miss a whole week or a month.
I know, right?
Like, yeah.
The other one is pace yourself, and that's about the smaller goals.
Yeah.
Pace yourself. The other one, here was what I was just going to go on to. Use a habit tracking app of whatever it may be.
Love that.
Because you have to measure your success.
Yes.
You do.
You do.
If you don't measure, then how do you know where you're at?
Correct.
How do you know that if you went from the bottom and you're halfway there, if you're not measuring what you're doing?
Correct. That would be like going for a hike without knowing where the end of the hike was.
And I've done that, and that's really, you're just like, oh, are we fucking
You're like,
there
I've been
yet?
hiking for an hour and a half, I should be there. And like, maybe you only have 10 more minutes, but because you don't know, you turn around and hike an hour and a half back down, but you were 10 minutes away. Like that is so relatable to just life where you're like, oh, fuck, this isn't working, or I'm not seeing any changes, or nothing's happening. And it's like, right, but have you looked at how many days?
One step away from success.
Yeah. Like how many days have you been doing this? Like that alone could be the success.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. Definitely measurable.
Celebrate small wins.
Yes. Don't
have
be afraid
to
of that.
Celebrate those small wins.
That doesn't mean celebrate with a whole piece of cake.
Exactly. Focus on gratitude, which is kind of like what you were just saying. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself that small win.
Yeah.
Have the gratitude that you've done this. I don't care if it was just one day.
Correct.
Celebrate it.
For some people, one day, I mean, even let's go to alcohol, something super serious. For some people, one day is a huge win.
Yeah.
If you're like, wow, I didn't drink today, or wow, I didn't have any caffeine today, or I didn't smoke today, some of these really heavy chemically dependent things, that deserves a huge win.
Yeah.
That isn't something to be like, I'm only going to celebrate when I hit 30 days. No, celebrate every hour if you have to. Like really, truly sit in that and I think, again, when people do that more, they're more inclined, you want to feel that. People want to
Yes.
have the dopamine feeling.
Yes,
If
I was
we
gonna
keep
say that's
that
the serotonin
feeling too
wonderful
far away,
feeling.
then
Yeah.
you're never going to get there.
Yeah.
If the feeling is 6 months away, it's like, well, fuck, that seems like a really long time till I get to celebrate. But if it's every day or every week or something that is measurable and realistic, you know, an example that I use a lot is like buying a house. You know, if someone's like, oh, I want to buy a house at the end of the year. Okay, that's a huge goal.
Yes.
So you can't just wait till November and hope that you had enough money in your bank account to buy the fucking house. Hopefully you've done some things along the way.
Right.
That could be anything from maybe shopping less to saving more. Like, the goal can change every month.
Yes.
But the main goal is to buy the house,
Correct.
whatever that looks like.
It might detour. So in other words, your map's going to detour a little bit,
Right.
but the goal's still at the end of the rainbow.
Correct. What do I need to do to be able to buy this house?
So don't beat yourself up if you kind of feel you're veering off track. There might be a reason you're veering off track for a moment. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's just leave that goal at the end. Give yourself the small wins. Give yourself the gratitude.
Yes, and celebrate them. You know?
Absolutely.
If your goal is to, again, buy the house, and let's just say your goal every day is to save $5. Well, if one day you only had $1 to save, are you going to just throw that dollar away?
Can't.
No.
And a lot of people do that.
Correct. You're going to be like, all right, the goal was to save $5, but something happened. And so today I only have this $1. But you know what? I'm still going to save this $1, place whatever you want, you know, in that same example, but you're still going to be saving that $1.
Right.
You're not going to say, oh, well, fuck, I was supposed to save $5, so I'm just going to throw that dollar
Yeah,
away.
you can't do that.
Because the next week you might have $10 come into your account where you're like, oh, I can save 10.
Right.
Same thing again with the food, with any example. It's like, we don't have to be perfect. It's more about consistency that stacks up, that's going to yield to the results than like 10 perfect days.
So if you have a New Year's resolution that is, you know, around the wellness, you know, whether it be meditating, self-love talk, self-care, all these things. If you fall off the wagon, what we're trying to tell you is you can get right back up on it. You know, don't wait until the new year, you know, to have that resolution. Why not have all these wonderful, happy, you know, great habits throughout the year? And if you feel like you have a bad habit, don't wait until New Year's.
Right.
You know,
dear God, no,
that habit's going to get worse.
We got 360 days.
You know, it's where you can move on and start changing these along, you know, throughout the year. It doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution.
No.
Even though this episode's wrapped around New Year's resolutions.
Right.
You know, but just, you know, it's all about just taking care of yourself and being happy and feeling good.
And I think
and living your best life.
You made a huge point too on the gratitude. I think that's one thing that I would encourage people to reflect on is making a note maybe every night, you know, before you go to bed or first thing when you wake up. Most people do it in the evening, I think, of just seeing, how did you feel today? You know, okay, so maybe you did hit those 5,000 steps. Like, how did you feel? Wow, I felt really good. Just write that down.
Yeah.
I felt so proud of myself that I hit my 5,000 steps.
Yep.
And then you're going to look back and you're going to be like, wow, I said 3 days in a row how good those steps felt. That clearly is something I need to listen to because that makes me a happier person. Or maybe you don't hit them that day because of work. And so then you're like, man, I'm really feeling sluggish today.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling sluggish today because so pay attention to that.
Yeah. Start listening to your body.
That's it.
That's really what it comes down to. Just
yes.
start listening to your body throughout the year.
Yes.
And everything's going to happen. You know, it's going to happen. It's going to start changing.
Yes.
All right. So that's our episode of New Year's resolutions.
Okay. I'll go eat my 12 grapes. Do you think it's
Maybe
too late?
Maybe it's not too late.